This is gonna be the most value-packed video you have ever seen. We actually scheduled 230 booked calls in just 30 days of launching, and that resulted in $60,000 in revenue for the business. I'm gonna reveal absolutely everything from how we got these appointments, to how we converted the appointments, to all of our systems, scripts, live call examples, everything. There will be nothing out there on YouTube that will reveal this much in just a single video. Let's get straight into it. So yeah, we used paid ads for this. As you can see, our average cost per appointment was $25. And this was because of how good our offer is. A lot of people are not understanding, hey, how can I actually get more appointments? How can I get more clients? And it all comes down to your offer, because if your offer is good, everything else comes easy. More appointments come in because more people are interested, more people buy because it's a better offer, and you actually deliver better results. So it all funnels down to the actual offer. Now, I'll show you guys exactly what we're offering, but just to show you exactly the rate of how we converted these appointments, we got 230 booked calls. These are intro or discovery calls, whatever you want to call them, right? We had a 55% show rate on these calls, which means 115 people showed up. From those, 57 people were qualified to book a demo with us, which was 66 booked demos, and 60% of those showed up, which means 39 demos actually happened. From those, we had close to a 30% close rate, and we closed 11 deals, resulting in 59K in revenue and 51K in cash collected. Now, it's important to note that we're not charging small amounts here. We are actually charging from as small as 6K all the way up to 10K. We do offer monthly packages, but typically PIFs is what we aim for because we want to collect as much upfront cash as possible. So I will actually show you how to charge as much as possible instead of charging those low amounts that your usual agency will be charging, like, a couple grand a month, which, really doesn't give you much, right? So yeah, basically, in terms of our numbers, they're all here. As you can see, we spent close to $6,000 on ad spend. And no, this doesn't mean that you have to go ahead and spend thousands and thousands on ad spend. But we actually started with around 50 bucks a day. And once we closed our first person, we kept increasing it, and we ended the month with spending around, I believe, $300 to $400 per day, right? We had a rise of 1,000, which basically means every dollar that we put, we would get $10 back, right? Seems like pretty good ROI. And even though it sounds like we spent a lot of money on ad spend, which is close to $6,000, I will admit that is a lot of money, we got 51,000 in cash collected back, right? Obviously, some of them were split payments and whatnot. So it was 60K in revenue, which, we're going to end up collecting all of it because it's, the contract value. But we did collect $51,000, right? Our cost per acquisition was $517, right? Basically, you just divide how much you spent versus the amount of clients that you've closed, right? And this number, cost per acquisition, is truly the most important number when you're running paid ads. This number means for every $517, you close a client. And remind you that our smallest package is 6K. So our cost per acquisition means every $517 that we spent, we got at least 6K back from that, right? So very, very profitable ads overall. I'll show you guys the ads. You guys are probably gonna go nuts over it. Now, keep in mind, we do use lookalike lists and whatnot, and specific targeting. I don't wanna get too in-depth into that because I'm literally revealing the entire business that we're running, right? And if someone could get a hold of that, they could just replicate it. But this is the exact ad that got us that much, right? What we're guaranteeing clinics in this case are appointments, basically, right? But we're just guaranteeing so much of it. And here's a little trick. When you first start off, you're probably guaranteeing them 20 or so appointments per month, right? And you need them to spend what, $20, $30. So what if you actually could get them to spend $100 a day, like we do, for example? That means that you would be able to pretty much 3x the amount of results that you get them. So why not target bigger people with more budget that you can guarantee better results to, right? Instead of targeting cheaper leads. And that's basically what got us to be able to close $6,000 to $10,000 packages up front, right? So yeah, this is our exact ad. Very, very simple. We do usually do image ads for this type of business model, But for tons of different business models, I do use video ads as well. Video ads tend to do better, but in this case, it's all about testing, right? Whatever works ends up working, and you don't want to change what works. And yeah, in this case, we used a static ad. This was the copy and it worked phenomenal, right? So yeah, let's go into the actual funnel. So that was the ad creative that we literally used, right? So people would book a intro call. Now, what is an intro call? If you're not doing a 2-call close, you're probably missing out on a lot of money. You've probably experienced the type of people that hop on your Zoom call, you book a demo, you hop on that Zoom call and they don't close, right? There's not enough trust built. There's not enough connection yet, right? A typical sales process is anywhere between a week or 2. Which means that if you're trying to insta-close them, you're very unlikely to do so. So what we did was we implemented intro calls. This is what our calendar looked like on a weekly basis. We had one setter and we were doing the closing ourselves. So all of the smaller calls are intro calls, right? Basically, what this intro call was used for was to see if we could even help these people, right? And what we would do is just qualify them. And I'll show you guys the exact script that we were using. Now, before I actually even get into that, it's important to note that in order for you to get really, really low cost per appointments or leads or whatever, right, you need to sub niche down. We're helping med spa clinics, but they offer tons of services like Botox, lip filler, body contouring, whatever. The trick is you need to sub niche so you're an actual expert inside of your niche. Right? So we chose a specific sub niche and you need to do the same. If you're targeting, for example, home renovations, you need to choose a specific one, kitchen, bathroom, whatever, right? You need to choose a specific one because that's going to target specific people. If you just do broad, your results are going to be worse. Your targeting is going to be worse. People aren't going to be as lean towards it because they want specific results for a specific solution. So that was also one of the huge tricks that we changed, that changed pretty much everything. So here's the exact intro script that we used, right? So how long ago did they start? Blah, blah, blah. Typical questions, right? The present situation. Where are they currently at? What numbers are they currently doing? And then roadblock stage. So what's happening that, you know, they're not able to kind of move forward? Why are they stuck? How long has it been a problem? Why is it a problem? What's causing it, right? If they don't realize this, they're never going to move forward with you. And this is where people lack a lot. And then future stage. So what are they trying to do to fix it? Why haven't they been able to fix it? What's their ideal situation? How many patients do they want, et cetera, right? So now you have where they're currently at. You have why they're currently still there and where they want to be. And you are essentially the line in between A to B that is offering them the solution, right? So you're selling the end goal. You're not selling your product, which is what I see a lot of people doing. I'm going to show you guys one of my Zoom calls that we closed. I believe it was $5,000 or $6,000 up front. And we presented for a maximum of 5 minutes. I see everyone with these long presentations presenting for 30 minutes. They do not care about your presentation. They really don't. They want to know how you're going to get them to that end goal. So majority of your call actually needs to be situated to where you're actually getting pain points and utilizing those pain points to sell your service. You're not selling your service by selling your service. You're selling your service by selling the end goal that is what they want, right? If that makes sense. Then you need to ask some finalizing questions. So these are probably the most important questions as to why you're not actually closing those demo calls, right? Because you're not asking this. Are they the sole decision maker? Do they have any partners? You have to make sure every decision maker is on that call. Are they able to make a definitive decision if the investment makes sense? How soon are you looking to get started? We don't want people on a demo call if they're looking to get started in a month from now. We want action takers that are looking to get started right now. We are super upfront. We tell them the price straight away on the intro call, right? And if that is something that they're able to do, if the investment makes sense, then we go ahead and schedule that Zoom call. We also reassure them and ask them, is there any reason you wouldn't be able to make them? We check through the call timings. Hey, by the way, just to remind you, we have a call at set time at set date, right? And then we actually send them some free value. So we actually send them either case studies or some free trainings or just, a couple of looms explaining more of our product. The goal here is to have a ton of touch points. The more touch points and content that they see of you, the more they will trust, the higher chance that they will actually move forward with you on that next call, right? So our goal is to have as many touch points, email, text, SMS, call, whatever, and then also have them watch as much content of ours as possible. That's why we have multiple VSLs. We have post-booking VSLs. We have before or after the intro call, before the demo call, we have a VSL as well. So the more content that they watch, the better it is. Our main goals are how far can we stretch the gap between where the prospect is now and where they want to be in their mind. And the second goal is how urgent can we make it for them to take action on our solution without using bonuses. So what a lot of beginner agencies do is they say, hey, if you move forward today, I'll add in this bonus, this discount, whatever, right? So the trick is you use those bonuses, but as a last resort. Your goal is to sell the prospect based on the urgency of them having to take action, not based on the bonuses that they will get for taking action. And when you understand this, you will win, right? So I have here 2 examples of 2 ads. It has nothing to do with sales, but the idea stays the exact same, right? So on the left side, you can see that they're selling some sort of injectable for semaglutide, right? And on the right side, you can see that they're selling a transformation. They're both the exact same product, believe it or not, except one of them is selling the product and the other one is selling the transformation. So the trick in sales is you need to be able to sell the transformation and not your product. Nobody cares about your high-level automations. Nobody cares about how the calendar connects to the Google Calendar. They care, how are you going to bring me more money and why should I pay you to do this, right? So the idea is how can you sell the transformation rather than selling the product yourself? Then we move on to point A to point B, right? So point A is where they're currently at. You've already know all of the pain points that they have and why they're still there. Point B is their goals, where they want to be. You also already know this. With this information, your solution has to be the middle part. It has to be the vehicle that's going to take them from point A to point B. And although this sounds very, very simple to understand, your prospect needs to visualize this as well, right? And your goal is to sell that, right? And I usually don't do more than 5-minute presentations. My goal is to sell the dream, sell the outcome, not the product or service, right? This is the number one thing that helped me scale and close $6,000 to $10,000 packages at 30% close rate. I see so many call recordings of people where their prospects are basically saying, hey, I have this pain point and I want to get here. And then, they don't even focus on that point. They start saying, hey, here's how the Google Calendar connects to the high level, or hey, here's this cool automation that we're going to build for you. Like, they don't care about that, right? You're filling their brain with random stuff to think about rather than the actual solution that they want, right? So that's what you should focus on. And you shouldn't present more than 5 minutes. We actually don't even use a sales deck at all, which I will show you right now on our sales call.
Yeah, so Melanie, we spoke on the phone yesterday or a couple of days ago, um, and I remember you telling me about your experience with another agency, right?
Yeah, I have another he basically has just done Facebook and Instagram, and then his company, um more the corporate side of his company does the Google type stuff. But he is not specialized in weight loss, although he has done quite a few clinics. But he does HVAC companies, and he's does a lot of different things. I don't I don't feel like the ads that he's putting out there, the leads that come in through Facebook are not qualified. Rarely will they pick up the phone.
Yeah.
That's not to say that I haven't gotten leads off of Facebook, because I have. It's probably been
Mhm.
one of my better um, sources of advertising, but it's still pretty expensive considering what I'm spending and what I'm getting.
Yeah, yeah. What are you guys spending on just the
Well, I recently increased the ad spend up to around $2,000 a month, um, because I wanted to hit some other states, but
yeah,
more rural areas. Um,
gotcha. Okay, and
so
what is that?
Well, it's certainly bringing us more leads, but they're not, they, none of them have panned out so far that are from out of state.
Are
Gotcha.
you talking about the
Gotcha.
ones I called on, Melanie? Similar?
Yeah, those, yeah, that are in the CRM that we
Right.
have.
Yeah, it appears that they just pulled names out of the cloud and said they were interested, and a lot of these people had no idea who we
Yeah.
were, ever
Yeah.
clicked on it, ever seen an ad. So I worry that there's some.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we've seen this a lot with clinics that we start working with recently. It's mainly because of the system that they're using. Leads just don't work, right? They don't pick up. They have no idea who you are, and it just ends up being, you're spending $2,000 and you're basically paying for premium air, right? So what we have created is something completely different. That's why I'm super, super excited to show you guys our live accounts and everything like that. But just to give you kind of an idea, what would it do for your business if instead of spending that $2,000 to get leads to try and then get appointments and then close them, you could just go ahead and get those appointments straight away. And let's say you could get anything in the vicinity of $2,000.
A lot.
Appointments?
Correct. Yeah. So you wouldn't have to deal with any leads or anything like that. They would just book straight away. And with those $2,000 that you're spending on just getting, leads that don't really know who you guys are or anything, it would be
Hmm.
appointments with who are price qualified and ready to go.
Well, obviously, that would be because we can, if somebody books an appointment, like we have an appointment that's booked for tomorrow morning, if that appointment is a phone appointment, um, there's an 80% chance that that person is going to sign up.
To
Like
close. Yeah.
we don't really have much of a problem converting the leads once we get them. Um, once they're raising their hand and saying, "Hey, I know what you are, and I think I want what you're selling," we don't have any problems beyond that point. It's getting to that point.
Right, absolutely. So it sounds like somewhere in the sales process there seems to be kind of an if, right, where these leads just aren't good, right? So
Right.
okay, so let's say you guys have around 80% close rate. That's amazing. Um, let's say that you were able to get these 70 to 80 appointments consistently every month. And then obviously we could bump up the ad spend and go from there. But what would that look like in terms of closes for you guys?
Well, it would double our patient load pretty quickly.
Yeah,
Awesome.
if you did 80%, that would be, 55 patients a month. That'd be 165 patients in 3 months.
Mhm. Awesome. Does that
Am
sound
I
fairly
am I right?
fairly?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
sounds about right.
we would be definitely be very profitable at that point.
Awesome. Awesome. Cool. So we're gonna go ahead and show you guys live ad accounts. I'm not gonna bore you with, your standard presentation, which you guys have seen a million times. We're
Okay.
just gonna go ahead and show you our results, our live clients that we're currently working on. We're working with around 40 different clinics, and as I mentioned to you on the phone, Melanie, this is 100% what we specialize in, and that's why we're able to deliver. Um,
Okay.
After they see everything like price, after they see all the information about the clinic, such as testimonials, pretty much everything. And they can go ahead and book a free consult and then they book a time. So just as you guys saw on that calendar, if I book Wednesday at 11 a.m., I put in my information, then it's going to book them directly on this calendar here. And then all you guys have to do is on Wednesday, just give them a call using our system. We provide the phone, the email, and all of them will be receiving SMS confirmations, email confirmations, everything like that.
Do we dial through your program?
Absolutely. We cover all the phone bill and
You do.
SMS bill. Yeah.
Okay.
Our team is already going to be working on it right after this call. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Now, would you guys like to do the 3-month plan or the monthly plan? Awesome. So it'll be the 5,000. So that'll be the 3-month marketing suite with the 350 appointment guarantee.
There was a business owner there that was willing to take him on as a green pilot. So
Awesome.
lucky us.
Yeah, that's actually amazing.
You have to make them realize that your offer is exactly what they need. And you want them to say it verbally. You want them to confirm, this is exactly what I need. The number of times that when people say, this is exactly what I needed, means that it's pretty much a guaranteed close for me, right? At the end of the call, we don't actually ask them for the purchase. We don't pitch them the price straight away. What we actually do is we pitch them the value. So, hey, person, from a scale of 1 to 10, where are you currently at? 10 being, where do I pay this payment link, right? Send me the invoice. And 1 being, Arturo, fuck off, I never want to see you ever again, right? We always ask them where they are at, how they're feeling about that. And we usually get, anywhere between 7 or 8. It's typical. You'll get the same thing. And the idea is that's the objection right there that would have stopped you from getting that sale, that 7 or 8 and not a 10. So your goal is to figure out exactly what that gap is. And it's usually an objection that would have came up later that you can solve instantly, right? So it's usually, I'm not sure about the system because of this one part, or I'm not sure about the price because, of something, right? So what you have to do is dissect it and overcome it. And then once they're at a 10, then you pitch them the price and ask them to move forward, right? And that's pretty much how we do it, as you have seen from our sales call. So if you're an agency owner yourself and you've watched this entire video and you need help getting this amount of appointments and conversions and you want to scale as quick as we did, then I'm actually looking to partner up with someone, not in the way of actually taking equity or anything like that. I'm looking to help someone out. So if you're interested, you can book in a call with me in the first link in the description. If you're not interested, then you could just go watch some more videos, I guess. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.